We welcome you into Huff Hall on the campus of the Fighting Illini and our first women's gymnastics telecast of the 2014 season. A young Iowa Hawkeye squad against an Illinois team with lots of promise. And in our new year, we also welcome a new face to our telecast. She's a familiar face in the gymnastics world, a four-time Olympic medalist, Shawn Johnson. Collected all kinds of hardware in 2008, retired from gymnastics in 2012, and is off to explore bigger and better things, including a budding broadcasting career. We are happy to have you with us, our analyst all season long. Welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here, part of Big Ten Network. These are girls that I competed with for a long time, so it's fun to be back in the gymnastics world. And
you get a chance to explore the college gymnastics, something that you didn't get to experience. We get to watch the Iowa Hawkeyes here tonight. An Iowa Hawkeye team in a unique situation. No seniors, 7 freshmen. How challenging is that for a coach?
It's extremely challenging. Freshmen don't have the experience. They're coming off of club where it's individual, not so team-oriented, not quite as much energy, so there's a lot of distraction they have to deal with.
On the flip side, the Fighting Illini, a more veteran squad, 3 all-arounders, including a senior in Amber C. What are you looking forward to and watching with her?
Well, I've been watching Amber C in warm-ups, and she's an extremely strong gymnast. She has this bar set that I have never even seen in elite, so her skill difficulty is way up there, and her form and technique is unbelievable.
And she's a 3-time vault champion already this season. Another thing to keep an eye on with her. We're excited to bring back to you college gymnastics on BTN, the first rotation between Iowa and Illinois, coming up next. Back here in Illinois, a dual meet between the Hawkeyes and the Fighting Illini. And there you see the series history. Illinois leading all time, and also 7-5 there in Champaign. We're still young here in the Big Ten conference season, but 6 Big Ten teams there ranked nationally. Always a strong conference to contend with when we get into regionals and NCAA tournament play. It's the pink meet. That's why you see head coach Kim Landris wearing the pink, and you see the pink trim there on the leotards there for Illinois. And you see the vault lineup: Foley, Fiedler, Lennon, C, O'Connor, and Buchanan. They had a season high on vault against Minnesota the last meet out. And you see Larissa Libby sporting her pink as well. And on the bar lineup, 4 freshmen there in the starting order: Doherty, Glover, Drenth, Hare, Metcalf, and Kowalski. We talked about that in the open, the challenge of that and trying to manage a very young squad. We're going to start out on the vaults. Heather Foley, a sophomore, a staple last year in the vault lineup. 9.675 last week. Here she is tonight.
I actually saw her warm this up and stick it.
Took a slight step back there, but what'd you think?
Pretty clean. Very clean. Not much deduction you can see. Her legs separated a tiny bit, a tiny step, but other than that, good Yurchenko full.
So we'll wait on Foley's score there, and we'll head back over to the bars where Iowa's Allie Glover, who could... Glover will be in the second spot. Jordyn Doherty here. This is her only event competing there for Iowa. Again, one of those 4 freshmen competing here on this event.
Nice handstand. Little separation of the legs, but still good form. Getting ready for the dismount. Beautiful double layup. Foley stretched out and almost a step landing.
You can see the energy there already from the Iowa Hawkeyes. They're young, they're energetic. We'll take a look at this dismount once again.
Great form. I mean, a lot of power. You can see how she winds up. And again, a lot of energy. As a freshman starting, that's a lot of nerves.
7 freshmen on this team, 4 sophomores, 3 juniors, no seniors for this Iowa Hawkeye team. We go back to the vault. Sarah Fiedler, she has added vault to her resume this year. Now it's not her strength. 9-7 last week against Minnesota. Looking constantly to improve week to week.
For not being her strength, that's one of the hardest vaults you can do. So that's pretty impressive.
Fiedler competing in the all-around. Take another look.
Again, slight separation of her legs and a small step, but one of the hardest scores.
And here's her team reaction. They liked it. Heather Foley, her teammate, recording a 9.725 just before her in the vault. We'll wait on Fiedler's score as well. Allie Glover, I had mentioned, one of the 2 returning in the bar lineup there for the Iowa Hawkeyes. And the only gym hawk to compete in the all-around at all 12 meets in 2013. We wait on her event. Jordyn Doherty recording a 9.725. So we've seen 2 routines, and both are 9.725s. Waiting on the judges. So a 9.725 to Jordyn Doherty. Again, as I mentioned, a 9.725 to Heather Foley there on the vault.
It's never easy to have to wait for the judges. Your nerves just build, and you just get, you know, kind of go crazy a little bit.
You were watching the Iowa Hawkeye team here warm up on the bars and just very impressed as a whole. What impressed you the most about them?
They have great form. They've really improved. I remember watching them last season, and they have a lot of strength there.
So I think we're underway. Allie Glover, a sophomore out of Florida.
Nice handstand. Good form. Ginger, huge release move. That's one of the difficult ones to do. Another hit handstand. She's hitting them all. That's pretty good. Another gorgeous double layout. Small little hop, but besides that, I thought it was a beautiful routine. Yeah, you see on the Ginger, let go, twist around, and try to re-catch. So it's one of the hardest release moves you can do.
What's so hard about it?
It's a blind catch. So you flip one direction, and you have to catch the bar that's behind you. So it makes it a little more challenging.
So we will wait on Glover's score. Fiedler recording a 9.7 as we head back to the vault. This is Emily Lennon, a freshman out of Canada.
She did the vault that the last girl did, but she made it even more difficult. So they're really using a lot of difficulty on vault here.
How did she make it more difficult?
Instead of doing a tuck position, she straightened her legs and did a pike. You'll see as she leaves the vault, her legs keep straight, and then she turns, which is really hard. Again, only a small step, but besides that, it was beautiful.
Her coaches said she's improved every week on the vault. In fact, she had personal best last week against Minnesota, a 9.775. We'll wait on her score as well. Allie Glover recording the 9.725 as we look at Molly Drent, third in the lineup here for the bars.
Missed it just by a hair. It's one of those things where an inch means you're on the bar or you're off, but she had great form going into it.
Let's take another look.
You see she gets just her fingertips on there, but not quite the whole hand. Now when they fall off, they get 30 seconds to get back on the bar without being disqualified.
So Drent gets right back out there.
Good start. She hits both handstands and super clean.
How hard is it to adjust mentally to get back on there?
It's really difficult. You know, you basically have to start over. You have to put your nerves behind you. Gorgeous double layout. They're pretty good at their dismounts, that's for sure.
So Molly Drent, third there in the lineup. And here's her dismount.
Winding up for the double layout. Perfect form, just that tiny step.
Her 2 teammates before her recording the 9.725. Amber C tied for first in the Big Ten championships in the vault, and this is what she did in 2011. Wow.
I can see why she won.
You think that's good? Her coach said she was near perfect last weekend. And here is a gymnast, 3 weeks, 3 straight vault titles. We can see if she can do it again.
Beautiful form. It was only the step on the landing.
What forced her to take that step as we watch it again?
When she comes off the vault, you can see she's a little bit crooked, and it causes her to twist and then want to step to the side. I think she just opened up a little early.
She tied her career high last week in a 9.925 performance, a score that she also got February 25th, 2012. Now before her teammate, Emily Lennon, a career high 9.825 on vaults. As we head back to Sydney Hare here on the bars. She will wait on the judges here briefly. Molly Drenth, her teammate, an 8.95. She, of course, had that fall, so Larissa Libby and the Iowa Hawkeyes hoping not to have to count that here on the bar routines.
Iowa's really strong at hitting all their form and their technique and handstands. Great overshoot to handstand. Getting ready for the dismount. Beautiful, beautiful double layout.
Again, the Hawkeyes providing a lot of energy. Interesting to note, too, the bar lineup is a place where Larissa Libby said that they had to work the hardest because they lost so many bar workers last year.
You see in her overshoot, she hits perfectly to handstand, which is exactly what the judges want to see.
So Larissa Libby doing a little coaching up there. She said we only have 2 bar workers returning. You know, it's tough to replace 1. How about replacing 4?
I couldn't imagine.
Going back to vault, Giana O'Connor, the talented sophomore.
Yurchenko layout fall, great form. Again, it's just that step on the landing. So I guess what everybody, you know, has to work on and struggles with. I remember I was the one-step wonder. It's my dad called me. So it's always the hardest part. Again, beautiful form. Not much you can take away from that.
So O'Connor will wait for her score. Meanwhile, Amber C before her recording the 9.8.
Let's go, E.
The highest score so far on vault, Emily Lennon, a 9.825. Again, that is a career high for her. Back to bars. Sydney Hare score, also a 9.8. And you're looking at Angel Metcalf. Her coach has said that she's good enough she can even anchor bars as a freshman if she wants. She's in the 5th spot right now for Iowa.
A lot of power going into this. She caught that by the fingertips. Great overshoot. She's been hitting her handstands as well. Solid form. Wow.
And how about that landing?
That's about as perfect as it gets. A double layout again with perfect form.
And here is her dismount.
Stretched out, great form, and a perfect landing.
So Iowa responding here and getting a big kiss there from the head coach. Larissa Libby is happy with that performance. We'll wait on Angel's score as well. Again, that's coming off of Sydney Hare's 9.8. Erin Buchanan in the anchor spot here for Illinois. Last week she stubbed her toe, so she's not totally 100% healthy.
Another Yurchenko fall, probably the best I've seen tonight. She had great form and, again, just that small step on the landing. But I don't think you can take anything from what she just did.
Here's another look at it.
Legs are perfectly together, toes pointed, full extension, just one small step.
One-step wonders will get you every time. Giana O'Connor before her a season-high 9.8. And in the anchor spot, Amanda Kowalski. Guess what? Another freshman here in the Iowa lineup.
Considering all the freshmen are starting and they're hitting I don't think there's much room to complain. Jaeger, beautiful. A lot of height, perfect form again. All she has left is her dismount. Small step on the landing, but great routine. A lot of difficulty in that one.
What have you seen in just briefly here, how much the judges are kind of taking off with that kind of landing and the small steps?
It's pretty consistent. You know, they're taking 1 or 2 tenths, and that's about it. You know, as long as you keep it to 1 step, it's a small deduction.
Getting coached up there, Larissa Libby and Angel Metcalf. Another score coming in, a 9.825. That's a career high for her on bars for Iowa. We'll show you Liz McNabb in the exhibition vaults here for Illinois. Of course, just a good way to get another gymnast in action. Of course, this score will not count.
Yurchenko layout. Great form.
So Liz McNabb getting a repetition in. We'll take another look at it.
It's one of the more simpler vaults, but she does it and executes it very well.
A very strong performance there for Illinois. A season high 49.025 as a team. As Erin Buchanan comes in with a career high. Here's another exhibition, Mariah Huntley, a gymnast that you know well.
Yes, I've grown up with her since I was 6 years old. She was my personal training partner and best friend. I call her my little sister.
So we have a judging inquiry here. That is the delay right now, but our State Farm State of Success. Kim Landris, who is in her 12th season in and around the Illinois program, 3rd as the head coach. She was an associate head coach from 2006 to 2010 in the State Farm State of Success. Look at this, very successful against the Iowa Hawkeyes. She has some veterans returning back this season, really returns about 18 routines. Giana O'Connor, Sunny Kato, Amber C, all second team, all Big Ten honorees from last year. Couldn't be any more different than what Iowa's dealing with.
Quite the titles to hold.
So Huntley again here in the exhibition routine. What can we expect from her?
A lot of difficulty. She gets ready to do a release here. She struggled with that during the warm-up, so she's probably feeling pretty good right now. Again, hit handstand, great form. All she has left is her dismount. Extension double layout, 1 small step. Great job.
We'll show you the release move first. Want to hear your thoughts?
She has great height. Catches it. Her legs are a little bit bent and separated, but other than that, great job.
And we transition into the dismount.
Full extension, 1 small step.
Still coaching her up. I love it. So 1 rotation is done. These 2 teams will now switch in our 2nd rotation. Illinois to the bars, Iowa to the vaults. That'll happen when we come back. BTN goes where you want, when you want it, with BTN to Go, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Watch live hoops on your computer, tablet, or smartphone. To learn more, visit btn2go.com. Also available in the App Store and on Google Play. You can download it today. Well, after 1 rotation, Iowa's head coach Larissa Libby kind enough to join us now. And Coach, I got to ask you, how impressed were you about your team's response after that fall, a fall that you did not have to count on bars?
I'm always impressed when that kind of thing happens, especially with such a young team. That's the area that we struggle with the most. 1, the event of bars is just an area that's hard for us right now. But 2, making mistakes and just letting them go is an area we've got to work on. So very, very pleased that they were able to let it go and move on. But we just got a lot of work to do on that event.
And Larissa, as you do have a young team, you have a lot of freshman starters. How do you keep them calm and, gain the confidence and trust in them?
Whew, that's a good question, Sean. It's really hard. part of our program is just being close to those kids, loving them like they're individuals, the individuals that they are, trying to learn about their character and who they are as people before they're athletes, and staying connected with them so that we're able to help them be calm and knowing what makes them frazzled or frustrated, so that we can get to them before it happens. Sometimes all you can do is look at them and say, I believe in you. And right now, it's up to them, but they're doing a good job with it.
Coach, thank you for the time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We can't stop talking about their youth. They have 2 walk-ons here coming up in the vault lineup. But here's the bar results there for the Iowa Hawkeyes, and you see the highest score there coming from Angel Metcalf, one of the freshmen. That is a career high, 9.825 for a total of 48.725 there for the Hawkeyes. Illinois vault results, the 9.875. That also a career high there from Erin Buchanan. Another career high from Emily Lennon, a 9.825 as well. And a season high from Giana O'Connor there with the 9.8 for a total of 49.025. So coming out of that first rotation, Illinois leading Iowa just a bit. Take a look at head coach Kim Landis trying to get her bar lineup all set. She told us that they will do some high-level dismounts and difficult release moves. What did you see from them when you were watching them warm up?
I saw some of the highest difficulty that I have seen on bars in collegiate gymnastics. Their combinations, their form, their technique, they are probably one of the strongest teams on bars.
And a gymnast that we will keep our eye on specifically in this event is a gymnast that you talked about at the start, was Amber C. You said her performance was unbelievable when you were watching her warm up.
Yeah, I screamed a little bit when I watched her because I was so shocked. But she does a double combination release move, and she does it 2 times in a row if one wasn't enough. So it's pretty impressive, and you should watch out for it.
Amber C., of course, one of the seniors here on this squad. More consistent on the bars this year. That's what Kim Landers told us.
I can see that.
As we see Iowa here warming up on the vaults, and we showed you the individual scores. Tallied up here is the team total. Again, the 49.025 there from Illinois and the 48.725 there from Iowa. That is after the first rotation. And of course, both teams now switch. Iowa to the vaults, Illinois to the bars. Iowa had a season high on the vaults against Nebraska earlier this season, a total of a 48.5. In fact, Iowa has competed against a Nebraska and a Georgia already here this season. Larissa Libby talked about how her young squad had to compete in front of about 8,000 plus fans.
Yeah, Nebraska and Georgia are some of the top colleges in the country, so as freshmen that would be intimidating, but they stuck with it.
Not afraid to compete against some of the tougher programs here across the country. Carolyn McCready, one of the freshmen here for Iowa. She is also a walk-on, and she's in the leadoff spot here on vault.
Another Yurchenko full. Great form. She had a little bigger step on the landing than the others, but again, she had great technique through it.
Here's another look at it.
Full extension. Just the landing.
Look at the intensity. That's at the start.
Looks like she's going to go right through the horse.
McCready, one of 6 walk-ons there for Larissa Libby and the Iowa Hawkeyes. We head over to Jordan Naleway.
She's going to start out with a very difficult move, transitioning from the low bar to the high bar. It's called a Shaposhnikova.
We never make the names real simple, do they?
No, they don't. Right here. Very difficult. She's going to go straight back to the low bar. Perfect handstand. All she has left is the dismount. Again, she's hitting every handstand with beautiful form. Stuck the landing.
How about that?
As a judge, I don't think you can really take anything from that routine.
Here's the move you're talking about, from the low bar to the high bar.
Great form. And then straight to the bottom.
And the dismount.
Legs glued together and feet glued to the floor.
That was pretty to watch. We'll have to wait on her score. It's going to be a high one. Meanwhile, McCready getting a 9.75 on the vault. That is a season high for her. Ashley Edlin, another walk-on here for Iowa. So they lead off this event with back-to-back walk-ons.
Wow. Yurchenko layout half. It was a little, it's considered a little less difficult than the one that Jordan did before her, or Caroline did before her, but great form.
And here's the team, and Larissa
They look a little excited.
They are excited. Back-to-back walk-ons leading the way. And here's Amber C., the veteran, the senior, and the unbelievable routine that you said when you watched. So let's watch.
It's right here at the beginning that you're going to see the double combination. Here she does the first, and then she goes one more time. Beautiful. Again, something I've never seen before. Winding up for the dismount. Stretched out double layout. Beautiful form. A tiny little step there, but I don't even know if a judge could see that.
So a couple of pretty impressive bar performances.
Overshoot to the low bar, legs glued together.
Jordan Naleway, who nailed her events and her routine, a 9.825, tying a career high for her. And we will wait on Amber C's score. Back to the vault, Allie Glover.
Yurchenko layout fall and a near stuck landing. You see a lot of the same vaults just because there aren't too many to choose from. But again, everybody is executing it with nearly flawless form.
Glover, one of the sophomores here on this team, will wait for her score. Gets a hug from the coach. Following McCready, who had the 9.75, a season high. Edlin with the 9.775. That is a career high. Back to bars we go. Giana O'Connor is up next.
She again has a combination that is beautiful. It's huge. So
she's got some big shoes to fill. 9.825s were the scores for her pair of teammates who went before her.
Low bar transition to a perfect handstand, and it's right here. It was a giant fall to a Tkachev with huge height. Winding up for the dismount. Double layout. Again, with beautiful form.
How impressed are you with this lineup so far for the Illini?
As far as bars go, I think they're unbeatable. I mean, their difficulty, their form, their technique, the way that they execute everything, you know, it's an elite level.
And the Illini excited too. Lots of energy.
Definitely. The team aspect that they have in club, or that they don't have in club, they have to really learn here. And you can see it, the cheering, the support, it's something that they look forward to in college.
Back to vaults here for Iowa.
Yurchenko layout fall with a stuck landing.
Jordyn Doherty, one of the freshmen.
Legs glued together and straight. A tiny hop, but can't see them taking much for that.
A late substitute Or moved up, I should say. Was originally scheduled to be in the 5th spot, moved up to the 4th spot. Giana O'Connor back to the bars. Giana O'Connor recording a 9.85 for a career high. So 3 straight career highs in bars here for Illinois. Liz McNabb up next.
Giant fold to a release move. Perfect form. Hitting every handstand so far. And another. Just getting ready for a dismount. Perfect stretched out double layout with a perfect landing. She's a former elite national team member, so you know she still looks like one.
And here's her dismount. Kim Landress has to be pleased, and she is pleased.
She looks pretty happy.
3 straight career highs as we wait on Liz McNabb's score. Meanwhile, Jordyn Doherty recording a 9.8. That is a season high for her. Sydney Hare up next.
Yurchenko layout full. It looks like her legs were a little bent on it, but it was very clean.
We'll take another look at her legs.
You see right here, they bend a little bit. They can take a little bit of deduction for that, probably up to 3/10.
So Sydney Hare will wait for her score. Sarah Fiedler, another one of the seniors here on Illinois, and you see her vault score, the 9.7 in the first rotation. Here she is on bars.
Release move right off the bat. Again, handstand to handstand. They're not giving the judges anything to work with. She has perfect form.
Wow!
I really didn't see anything you could take. I'm interested to see that score.
This Illinois bar crew is on fire. And Sarah Fiedler just adding to it.
She has perfect form when it comes to the bar set.
You have said the word perfect.
I know,
so
right?
many times.
With Illinois, you know, on bars, I don't think you can use any other word.
4 straight career high scores on the bars there for Illinois. We head back to the vault. Amanda Kowalski.
Yurchenko layout full again. She under rotates just a little bit. I don't think she got, you know, enough height right off the vault. You can see right here. She comes off the vault a little early, landing a little short. She still had good form going into it, though.
And normally an incredible vaulter, according to her coach. Led the way for Iowa last week against Nebraska. We'll wait on her score. Sarah Fiedler, 9.875. Sean Johnson, that makes 5 straight career high scores for this Illinois squad. There's pressure on Sunny Kato to make it 6.
Right? And she's the anchor. I don't think we'll expect anything less. Going into this, she does what's called an eagle position. It's an elite position you normally only see at the Olympic level. And a beautiful release move. Switching it up a little bit with the difficulty. All she has left is her dismount.
Watch and marvel.
I think she's a pretty good anchor.
Kim Landress' team can't do much better than this.
You see her in the eagle position, flying in her release move. Winding up for her double layout with the perfect landing. She looked a little stressed, but really excited.
It's tough being a coach. So we'll wait on Sunny Kato's score. It's going to be another good one. but 5 straight career-high scores there for Illinois in the bar lineup. Unbelievable. The 9.825 from Jordan Naleway to start things off. A 9.875, the score just coming in there for Sunny Kato. So back-to-back 9.875 scores to finish off the bars. Sarah Fiedler with the career high, 9.875, and Sunny Kato with the 9.875. We have the exhibition routine here on the bars for Illinois, or for Iowa.
Starting out with her release. Again, the Shaposhnikova. Overshoot to a perfect handstand. Just winding it for the dismount. Small hop, but great routine.
And the exhibition routine, pretty good as well. Here's the dismount.
Again, she should be in the lineup. She should be starting as well.
It's hard to break that lineup, though.
Yeah.
When you had the kind of performance that we just saw from Illinois, you can't get much better than that. A season-high score. What else is in store? Rotation number 3 coming up next. Don't miss any exciting action in the Big Ten. Go to video.btn.com this week and check out the Big Ten Digital Network's upcoming schedule. We're about to start here our 3rd rotation. And what a high score it was, and what excitement we saw there in the 2nd rotation alongside the 4-time Olympic medalist, Shawn Johnson. I'm Lisa Bynes. And what impressed you most about what you saw in that 2nd rotation?
I would say in the 2nd rotation, it had to come to Illinois on the bars. Their difficulty, their form, their technique. You know, the judges couldn't take anything from them. They got how many high-scoring career highs, and it was impressive.
And you said perfect, which I thought was illegal maybe to say in the sport, but you were so impressed that that came out of your mouth time and time again. Now Illinois tying, or actually making a season high 49.25, but there is Iowa's scores there on the vault. The career high there from Edlin, the 9.775. The highest score, Jordyn Doherty, there at a 9.8. That was a season high there for her. Illinois had 2 career highs that were tied from Naleway and C, and then 3 career highs that were new in O'Connor, McNabb, and Fiedler. It was something to watch. So if you do the quick math, 5 out of those 6 scores either tied or set a new career high individually for those gymnasts. It was impressive to see. So the team updates here after 2 rotations. You see Iowa compiling a 48.725 and that 49.25 for Illinois, tying the 4th best score in Illini history. So we're into the 3rd rotation. Giana O'Connor will lead things off here for Illinois.
Very difficult mount, holding a press handstand at a really awkward angle, but it makes it for huge difficulty.
Now, beam, of course, is your event. You won an individual gold medal in it. What's the first thing you look for when you watch other beam competitors?
I would say I look for confidence. I'd say confidence is what, makes or breaks an athlete on the beam. You either hesitate and fall off, or you have confidence and you stick it.
O'Connor tied a season high last week at 9.8.
Little bobbles here and there. Looks like she might have a few nerves. It's never easy being the first one to go up. Really creative move there. Cartwheel down on the beam.
How much do the judges appreciate creativity in a routine like this?
I would say they appreciate it quite a bit. To mix it up, to make the beam routine a little different than everybody else. It sets you apart. Oh, looks like she took off a little crooked and lost her balance there.
She tried to save herself, so she will get deducted because of that fall.
It's all about the recovery, though.
She prepares for the dismount.
Very difficult dismount. When she came back, she stuck it.
And she was so close to finishing her routine, tried to save it. Here's her first flight series.
Floor exercise, Caitlin Tanzer.
Just a little off balance. You can see here, she does a back handspring, layout full Ginger off the side of the beam.
And this was an event that Kim Landress and her team really wanted to come out strong on. They struggled last week against Minnesota. Back to the floor, Caitlin Tanzer leading things off. Another walk-on here for Iowa.
You're going to see with Iowa, they have a lot of fun music, a lot of relevant music going on.
In fact, so fun that the Athens crowd in Georgia actually loved the routines, Larissa Libby said. So appealing even to an away crowd. Caitlin Tanzer, one of the juniors, one of the upperclassmen here on this team.
Second pass, very difficult. 1.5 punch layout.
You see how much fun and energy that they bring.
Getting the teammates in on it.
She prepares for her third and final pass.
Front handspring, front layout, 1.5. Hard one to end on.
Why is it tough to end on that?
It's one of the harder passes to do. You're doing more than one full rotation, so.
Here's the second pass.
1.5 punch pike.
And here's the last pass and the difficult way of ending the routine, you said.
Yeah, I mean, you're very tired at the end of the routine, so you don't really want to end on the easier one, but she opted to go for the harder one.
So Caitlin Tanzer will wait on her score. We go over to Amber C. You see her bar score there. Giana O'Connor before her recording 8-8 there on the beam. So, of course, Illinois now a little bit of pressure here for these final 5 gymnasts. So they won't have to count O'Connor's score.
Getting ready for our flight series. Very solid. Giving off that confidence I was talking about. Makes it look like her feet are just glued to the beam. Standing layout step out. Very difficult. You normally start that with something to gain momentum.
Is she the best gymnast we're seeing here today so far?
I would say so. You know, she's been very solid on all 3 events so far. Not giving anything away to the judges. Like I said, giving nothing to the judges.
Threw her head back. She knew it was good.
I would be expecting another career high on that one.
Take a look at her feet. You said they look like they're glued to that 4-inch piece of wood.
I think they are. I think there's super glue on there or something.
The dismount.
Gainer full off the side and not moving an inch.
Amber C, impressive here today. A 9-8 on the vault. A 9.825 tying a career high on the bars, and we will wait for her score coming up here on the beam. Ashley Edlin is here on the floor for Iowa.
First pass starting with a double back.
Watch her teammates. Larissa Libby says that her teammates try to encourage her to get her to loosen up in an event like this.
Almost went out. I think she saved it.
She may have. Her toes were flirting with going out of bounds. Another walk-on from Nashville. easy to like.
I always love watching the teammates on the side because they're dancing right along with them. Getting ready for a last pass. A double pike. Again, opting to end with the hardest pass she has.
Caitlin Tanzer, her teammate, getting a 9-7. And we'll take another look at her first pass to see if she did step out. Oh, she saved it. There was still some blue in between that white.
Yeah. Again, the hardest pass of her routine, and it's the last one. Nails it.
She'll wait on her score again. Tanzer getting the 9-7. We'll update you on Edlin's score when we get it. Liz McNabb up next. Just 2 events here tonight for McNabb. This is her final event.
Have to look for the really unique skill she does here. Getting ready for her flight series. Solid.
Big Ten championships last year. She had the highest beam score here on the team.
You know, confidence as a team, it's contagious. So when one person hits, you all start to. Feet just glued. All she has left is her dismount. With a perfect landing. Back handspring, gainer fall.
Liz McNabb struggled. Was one of the gymnasts who struggled against Minnesota last week on beam, and she wanted to rebound.
That's the unique move I was talking about. She does a front flip to a seated position on the beam.
McNabb will wait for her score. Amber C getting a 9-8 before her. So far the Illini responding in the second and third spots here in the beam lineup. Glover here for Iowa on the floor.
First pass. Another double pike.
That was at the beginning of the routine.
Yeah. That's where I would put it. Getting in her dance elements.
Was that your favorite part, the dance elements and the floor routines?
I would say it was my favorite only because I got to breathe. It makes the routine a little easier.
Good answer.
I think for every gymnast, they would probably agree. Front layout, full front layout. Made it look pretty easy.
Allie Glover going all the way back. Her first gymnastics memory when asked that about forward rolls at daycare. That's how early she started.
See her teammates in the back just screaming at her. Last pass. Double back with a perfect landing. I think they're going to be pretty happy with that one.
We're going to start out looking at her second pass.
She does a front handspring, front layout, full front layout. Great form and a step landing.
Emily Lennon up next here on the beam. And Liz McNabb, we should mention the career high 9-9 just before her.
difficult.
With some Canadian elite experience. Larissa Libby saying that she's very beautiful and natural there on the beam.
She looks it. She has that confidence again.
And that is not easy to do on this event.
Remind you that the beam is 4.5 inches wide, so there's really no room for error. Side aerial. Just her dismount. Front fall with a stuck landing. I'd say Illinois is doing really well right now.
A very veteran group in the beam lineup. 3 seniors. We've already seen 2 of them, and Emily Lennon is one of the freshmen in the lineup.
Running front full layout with great extension in form.
We will wait on her score again. Liz McNabb with the career high 9.9. Want to welcome you in to our first dual meet coverage of the women's gymnastics season. You're watching Iowa and Illinois here from Champaign, Illinois, and Huff Hall alongside the 4-time Olympic medalist. Happy to have Shawn Johnson with us all through our women's gymnastics coverage. We look at Molly Drenth on the floor here for Iowa. Allie Glover, her score coming in a season high 9.8 before her.
First pass, Stella Pike, great landing.
Now, Larissa Libby says she's a beautiful dancer. You have to watch out for that.
Very dramatic music. You see her teammates in the back dancing along with her.
This is the Florida kid who came to Iowa December 26th. Larissa Libby said it was 40 degrees. 3 days later, it was minus 40 degrees.
Front 1.5. Very difficult again to end on.
So we see some consistency here in these floor routines, really challenging themselves in that final pass. And Molly Drenth, no different. Here is her final pass.
She goes round off, 1.5 punch layout with a great landing.
Do the judges appreciate that more when you're challenging yourself at the end of the routine?
I would say so. I mean, you know, to step it up and amp it up like that, it just shows how strong you are.
Sarah Fiedler in the 5 spot here for Illinois. Emily Lennon tying a career high 9.85. Her score coming in on the beam. Again, Fiedler just started consistently competing in the all-around this year.
Oh, off balance. Good save.
Now, what's the deduction there? How much does that save a score?
She fought it pretty hard and her hands touched the beam, so it's going to be pretty close to a fall. I would say 3 to 5 tenths. She did stay on, though. That helps the confidence quite a bit.
Fiedler, the 3rd senior here to compete for Illinois in the beam lineup. And her dismount.
Round off 1.5. I don't think that wobble affected her very much. Perfect stuck landing.
Take a look at the near fall.
She goes off balance quite a bit, but grabs the beam to check it. And it's that grab that equals the fall.
And here is her dismount.
Great form and a stuck landing.
So finishing strong there for the senior. Again, Illinois already has a score on the beam they would like to not count. They have a 9.8, a 9.9, a 9.85. We will wait on Sarah Fiedler's score. Mariah Huntley one of the walk-ons. And you know her story well, a former cheerleader. She decided to join the Iowa Hawkeyes late last season, competed in 2 meets, the Big Ten Championships and the NCAA Regionals.
It's a pretty challenging lineup to start with.
Only competed on the floor, and look at that. I love watching the teams do the routines with her.
She's got a lot of personality, I can tell you that one.
Has this always been her event since you've known her?
Definitely. She is a firecracker. She loves to dance. She loves to tumble. She just feels comfortable on the floor.
Does she know you call her firecracker?
Oh, yeah.
For the final pass.
Front 1.5. Again, the hardest one she can end on.
A great way to finish. The first pass, and watch her teammates.
Getting another 2. Great team support there.
And here's the final pass.
Front 1.5. Very difficult and a great landing.
And this is my favorite part, the little firecracker move.
Yeah.
At the end.
Her little smirk to her teammates.
That's right. Sunny Kato wrapping things off in the anchor spot. How about that mount?
Very unique. Very beautiful, though. Getting in the artistry of their team.
She had her best beam routine last week, 9.875.
Little balance check there, but great save.
Sarah Fiedler's score coming in as a 9.575.
She has great lines on the beam. Very easy to watch. Front aerial.
This is Kato's final event.
It's actually one of the hardest jumps you can do on the beam because your head goes all the way back and you don't know where you're going to land.
And then the dismount, she nailed it.
Stuck landing.
And her first time really anchoring here, this event here for Illinois. Here's the mount again.
Very unique. Judges love the artistry of that.
From the mount to the dismount.
Gainer off the end and glued to the floor.
A solid score for her. So it looks like Illinois will not have to count the 8.8 score from Giana O'Connor, who led off that event. Back to Sydney Hare, anchoring the floor here for the Hawkeyes.
Layout, front 1.5. You see the teammates dancing again.
Well, even Larissa Libby said, you know, I love our floor and the personality. And that's a little personality.
Back double pike. Looks like it was a little under-rotated, but she saved it.
Coach Libby had said if there is a question, it's on our landings. What have you seen from them here?
I would say they've been really consistent. You know, they've been strong this meet.
Sydney Hare competing on the floor every meet in 2012.
Getting ready for her last pass. Front layout full. Under-rotated.
Not the way you want to finish.
It will count as a fall, but the rest of her routine is very strong.
Here's her first pass.
Double pike.
There's the dancing. And guess what? Her teammate's going to do it with her. So we'll wait on her score. We'll go back to the exhibition routines. Kelsi Eberly here from Illinois on the beam. A junior from Pennsylvania. Sunny Kato before her recording the season high and a career high of a 9.9. So that's the highest score. They're actually matching Liz McNabb, a pair of 9.9s there for Illinois.
Balance check.
Again, these exhibition routines don't count in the score.
It's a great way for them to gain experience, though, in competition. Kind of feeling that pressure of the crowd.
I was just going to say, it's one thing to practice with no one watching, but you can see the fans there, and all eyes are on you in these dual meets.
It's a whole different ballpark when you get in the arena. Coming back from the fall nicely, though. She's been very solid since it. One foot takeoff front flip. Huge difficulty there. Another gainer off the end. Great landing.
So Kelsi Eberly getting some solid experience here in this dual meet. The exhibition routine on the beam there for Illinois. And we'll show Jordyn Doherty, who's the exhibition floor routine there for Iowa.
Double pike. Huge height.
And her foot just stepping in the out-of-bounds line.
Showing a lot of personality in her dance, though.
She does. Seems like she has a lot of power, too, in this routine.
Definitely. Front layout, front fall. You can see the extra power there.
How do you control that?
A lot of it comes with experience, you know, knowing where you are, but you can't help but get the adrenaline and feel the power going.
Credit to the team even getting into the exhibition routine. How about that? Look at that.
1.5 punch tuck. A little short, but she saved it.
We talk about the true team spirit, though.
Yeah. You see the team really getting behind her.
Take a look at the last pass and look at her teammates urging her on.
1.5 punch tuck. You can see her legs almost came out from under her, but she saved it.
Jordyn Doherty with the exhibition routine there for Iowa. So 3 rotations now done. We have one more yet to come. Iowa to the beam. Illinois, the home team, will compete on the floor. While watching Big Ten sports, add to the action with BTN Connect. See all the Twitter activity from around the conference, get in-game stats, and interact with our experts. Join your favorite team with btn.com/connect and get socially charged. Headed into the 4th and final rotation, and joining us now is the Illini head coach, Kim Landris. And Coach, I know last week you were not happy with the way your team performed on beam against Minnesota. How do you feel like they responded this week?
You know, I think we had a lot of good things this week. I think it's really hard to start off a beam lineup the way we started, and I'm really proud of the last 5 competitors for fighting up there and getting it done, and we had some really great beam performances. So actually, I'm really pleased with the team.
And Coach, we've seen huge difficulty, solid routines on all 3 events. What can we look forward to seeing on the floor?
You know, fun, dynamic performances with some high-level difficulty.
Okay, Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
So some career highs and some season highs in that beam routine. Liz McNabb with the 9.9. That was a career high. As we watch the teams here warm up for the fourth and final rotation, Emily Lennon tied a career high with a 9.85. And Sunny Kato with the season high and the career high of the 9.9 you see there. That was a pair of 9.9s from McNabb and from Kato. And the 9.85 from Lennon there, like I said, tying their career high. So they didn't have to count the O'Connor 8.8, which was important for them. O'Connor leading off with that. And on the floor results there, the 9.85 for Molly Drenth and then a pair of 9.8s. What impressions do you leave from the third rotation from either the beam or the floor from both schools?
I would say with the floor with Iowa, they showed so much personality and team spirit. And again, difficulty bringing in the hardest passes at the last one. They showed a lot of strength in that one.
And after 3 rotations, here are the team results. Iowa recording a 48.925 there on the floor, and the 49.025 there from Illinois. So the Illini leading after 3 rotations. And the all-around update, just 4 competitors here tonight. Amber C leading the way behind Allie Glover, Sarah Fiedler, and Giana O'Connor. Those are the 3 staple all-arounders there for Illinois so far all season long. Iowa warming up here on the beam. Their lineup looks like this. Drenth will lead off, followed by Huntley, Edlin, Glover, Kowalski, and Metcalf. Over on the floor here for Illinois, as they continue their warm-ups, Jordan Naleway, Kelsi Eberly, Sarah Fiedler, Giana O'Connor, Erin Buchanan, and Amber C. Where they only have to count 5 scores for it to be official. They only graduated 1 routine from the floor event from last year, so Illinois getting a lot of competitors back for that event. Again, keep an eye there on Amber C. Look at this huddle. Now, Larissa Libby told me that in that huddle right before beam, she will ask each competitor a word that empowers them. And they each have an individual word that they have to think about in their competition and in their routine. How can that help in something like that?
I would say it just kind of brings you back into your own mind. It takes away the distractions, focus you. Wow. Just to cut in there, that's a very, very impressive mount. Very unique. But I would say it does take away the distraction and kind of refocuses you on, you know, how difficult the beam is. Very solid so far.
Molly Drenth actually battling a little bit of a sickness here this week, and Larissa Libby didn't even know if she'd be healthy enough to even compete on beam.
She's been very solid today, so I think her sickness is over.
In your opinion, she looks 100%, right?
Yeah, I would say so. Just her dismount. Adding in some extra skills, though. Little bobble there.
Libby's saying she'll flip back and forth between the triple flight and a single flight, depending on how she's feeling.
Oh, wow. 1.5 dismount with a step landing. Great job.
May not be feeling 100%, but her routine was close to 100%.
Looked like it to me.
Over on the floor, we'll head over to watch Jordan Naleway, her second event here tonight. Tied a career high. NCAA championships last year with a 9.8.
Jordan Naleway.
Saw her earlier on bars. This is her final routine here on floor.
Floor is always the best event to end on because you can't really fall off the floor. You can just have fun. And if I'm being honest, nobody wants to end on beam. Huge pass there with a perfect landing.
I don't think that's giving away any secrets.
Okay.
Second pass coming up here from Jordan Naleway.
Round off, layout, half punch front. You can see her legs almost gave out there, but she saved it.
Naleway will prepare her final pass.
Front layout full, front layout step out. Very unique pass. All around solid routine.
Again, ending with the difficulty and the uniqueness.
You see here, most of the time, gymnasts will keep their legs glued together, but she opts to step out of it, making it look a little more unique.
Kim Landris with a few words there from Naleway. Mariah Huntley up next here on beam. I mentioned the word to empower the gymnast that Larissa Libby likes. Mariah Huntley chose fierce. Does that match her?
I would say so. It doesn't surprise me.
Well, you called her firecracker earlier,
Yeah.
so pretty synonymous.
Getting ready for her first series. Little bobble there. Her disconnection caused her to kind of go into the second thing crooked, so lost her balance. See how she comes back from it. Switch leap, wolf full. Front 1.5. Difficult dismount. One small step, but she came back from the fall.
Mariah Huntley, sophomore. Here was the disconnect you were talking about.
You see, she bobbles a little bit and goes into it crooked, so loses her balance off the side.
She tried. She tried to save it.
Getting a little pep talk from coach.
Well, she says that this is the team's most solid event and the most depth that they have. Kelsi Eberly here in the second spot here in the lineup for Illinois. Jordan Naleway's score coming in at a 9.75 on floor.
Out of bounds there.
Again, with the deduction.
I think it's 1 or 2 tenths. It's also dependent on, you know, what the judge sees. Front layout, layout. The routine's at a little different pace than Iowa. They go for a little different style.
What kind of style would you characterize this as?
Say this is, you know, not so pop. I don't know how to put a word to it. But they go for a little more traditional style for gymnastics.
We'll take that. Eberly, this is her only event here. We saw her in an exhibition event. This is the only one that counts for her on floor. Her final pass.
Front 1.5 back layout step out. Very difficult pass. Again, the hardest one for the last.
Kelsi Eberly.
Eberly, a junior. We'll take a look at that first pass where she did step out of bounds here at the end.
Double pike, huge height, just a little too much power.
And her final pass.
She goes front, 1.5, back layout, step out. Again, a very unique combination to put together, but very fun to watch.
Ashley Edlin, number 3 here on the beam for Iowa. Mariah Huntley recording a 9.125 before her.
Back handspring, layout. Very difficult combination, but hits it as solid as ever. Full turn, small little bobble there.
Edlin, one of the 6 walk-ons here for this Iowa Hawkeye team.
Dismount. 1.5. Great form, just one step on the landing. You see her first flight series. She goes back handspring, back layout, back layout. Connecting 3 skills in a row without hands is very hard.
That's where you also have to learn when it's good, when it's bad, to shut it down.
Marissa Libby saying that we trust each other on that event. Sarah Fiedler, you see her beam score, the 9.575. One of the all-arounders. She is a fan favorite here on the floor.
I can see why already. A lot of personality. First pass, double back, great landing. Layout, half front layout. Again, not much a judge can take from that.
Here's where a little bit of the personality comes into it.
I think that's always what's so fun for a gymnast on the floor is they get to take away the seriousness and just go out and have fun. Show their personality a little more.
Season average is at 9.8 on this event, and her final pass here coming up.
Round off 1.5 punch pike and stuck landing. Great way to finish your routine. And a little celebration dance.
We got a couple 10s in the crowd. The first pass, look at the height at the end.
Huge double back. Excited teammates behind her.
Sarah Fiedler, a fan favorite on that event, and we can see why. Back to Allie Glover.
As a team, it's always hard to have someone go up and fall because it puts pressure on you to come back and make sure you hit. Light series. Tiny bobble there, but you can see the seriousness on her face.
Glover competing in the all-around, the only one here for Iowa.
Front tuck. It's one of the harder skills you can do on the beam because it's a blind landing. You don't see where your feet are landing. You just have to feel it. Pike landing.
Iowa needed a big score. I think they got it from Allie Glover. And a big hug, a well-deserved hug there from the head coach. Giana O'Connor waiting her turn here on the floor here for Illinois. Her teammate Sarah Fiedler's score coming in as a 9-8 before her. 9-8 tying the highest scores that we've seen here tonight.
Double pike. Great leap series there. Looks like she's got a lot of power.
Won her first career all-around title about 2 weeks ago in the tri-meet.
Front layout full, front layout, stuck landing.
And that pass seemed to give her confidence.
It does. You know, you gain momentum in a routine every time you hit a skill. It just kind of pumps you up even more. You have to make sure, though, you don't let that get out of hand and you lose control. So it's all about balance. Last pass, front layout 1.5. Teammates look pretty happy with that one.
The scouting report on her was aggressiveness and power.
I would say it's pretty suiting. Front handspring layout. Right full layout. You can see the strength in her.
We'll wait on Giana O'Connor's score. We'll head back to the beam. Amanda Kowalski will compete. Sydney Hare originally was slotted for the 5th spot. Immediately after warm-ups, Larissa Libby scratched her from that spot and inserted Amanda Kowalski. Competed in the Cincinnati Gymnastics Academy.
Standing layout, step out again.
She came to Iowa with a significant ankle surgery.
Handspring layout, step out. You can see her feet were almost off the beam, but she managed to stay on.
I can't imagine doing this event after significant ankle surgery.
No. Neither could I. Couple little bobbles here and there, but she's hanging on. There for the dismount. Double twisting layout. The hardest dismount we've seen. She took a small step, but solid routine.
We'll wait on Kowalski's score. Her teammate Allie Glover before her getting a season-high 9.825. Here's her dismount.
Round off, double twisting layout.
Some more coaching there from Larissa Libby. And Amanda Kowalski, another one of those freshmen. 4 freshmen in that being lineup. Back to Erin Buchanan. Loves to compete.
Huge double pike again. I think that's the highest one we've seen so far.
I want to mention, too, this pink meet, very significant here to Erin Buchanan. Her mom diagnosed with breast cancer. Now she is a breast cancer survivor, done with chemo, done with radiation. Her junior year in high school, she won states while her mom was in the hospital.
I can't imagine. wearing the ribbon has huge significance to her.
Mother Jane not able to attend here tonight, but watching from afar. So this meet significant to her. She said, all I wanted to do after my mom was diagnosed was to compete in a pink meet like this.
That's awesome. You know, our mom's gonna be watching tomorrow. Back for her last pass.
Erin Buchanan trying to make mom proud. Here is her final pass. First collegiate individual title coming on the floor. As we wait for her final score, here is the anchor, Angel Metcalf, who had that shin injury. Illinois has limited her just a bit, but 3 events here tonight.
Getting ready for her first pass. Switch it, split 3/4 jump. Done very well. Any change of direction on the beam is very difficult. Back handspring layout. Slight balance check there, but she stays on.
That shin injury I mentioned, significant. It's not her landing leg, but her shin is bothering her, which helps her in this event.
Definitely. The least impact you can have on a shin injury, the better. Ground off, layout 1.5 with a small step. Great routine.
Take another look at the flight series.
You see here, she starts off really strong. Just a slight balance check there at the end.
And here comes her dismount.
Round off, layout 1.5, a little under rotated to take the step back.
We'll wait on her score. Amber C, the anchor spot here for Illinois. A flashback to the 2013 championships, tied for second there on the floor. And C going into the lead in the all-around competition means a 9.725 to win the all-around here tonight over Glover.
First pass. Huge power. Front double, front tug.
Kim Lander said as a senior, she's determined to make this her best year yet.
She's doing a good job so far. Second pass, back 2.5. It's more spins than we've seen all night.
Again, C looking for a better score of a 9.725 to wrap up the all-around competition.
Landing. Great way to end our meet. really shocked if she doesn't get that score.
We'll still have to wait and see on Ambersee. Take a look at the second pass.
She goes round off back handspring, 2.5 twisting layout.
And her final pass.
Ends it with a front handspring, front layout, 1.5 twist with a stuck landing. Glue on her feet.
She had a career high in the all-around last week. Just second behind Minnesota's Lindsay Mabel, one of the other talented gymnasts here in the Big Ten. We'll have to wait to see what she compiles here tonight. Exhibition routine on beam. Morgan Fairman there for Iowa. Angel Metcalf recording the 9.8. That ties a season high for her. And as a team, Iowa compiling a season high score, 48.675.
Balance check. Falls off. You can see from the beginning of her pass, she kind of throws herself sideways and off the side of the beam. Looks like that pass is supposed to be 3 skills. And she's going to attempt it again. Nice.
How about that rebound?
Great way to come back from that.
Is that something you want to do as a gymnast, to try that again?
I'd say it's different with exhibition. In competition, you definitely want to move on just because of your time. But being as she's trying to gain experience, definitely going for it again will help her.
Again, because it's exhibition, the score does not count. Iowa as a team recording 4 season highs on beam as Morgan Fairman wraps up her routine.
Great way to end it.
Go back to her flight series.
Second attempt, staying perfectly on top of the beam. Round off, layout 1.5. Great way to end it.
Heather Foley, the last competitor here this evening in the exhibition routine here on the floor. You saw her in the leadoff spot in vault earlier tonight.
This used to be my favorite position to be in competition. The very last person on the last event. You kind of just get to let go and have fun. Huge double back. Front layout 1.5. Getting creative with her dance moves and artistry.
Heather Foley is sophomore on this Illinois team. Team that's had to rebound after losing Alina Weinstein, one of the most decorated gymnasts in school history. And doing it with a lot of veterans here coming back.
Last pass here. 1.5 punch tuck. Again, as an exhibitionist, I think she should be in the lineup.
Sometimes hard to break in. But Heather Foley, a solid exhibition routine there for the Fighting Illini. Amber C., her teammate, recording the 9.9, by the way, tying her season high as we look at her final pass for Foley.
Great way to finish off the meet.
As I mentioned, Amber C. needed the 9.725, and she recorded the 9.9 there to wrap up the all-around. little team bonding here. We'll wrap things up. We'll compile all the scores here and quick break. When we come back, we'll tie this up in a nice little bow between Iowa and Illinois. Coming up next, a great women's hoops matchup. Minnesota visiting Ann Arbor to take on the Wolverines. Coverage starts right after gymnastics on BTN and BTN to go. So our fourth and final rotation, Iowa was on the beam, Illinois on the floor. Our apparatus results there, our beam results, that was a season high there for Iowa. Allie Glover leading the way there with the 9.825. That was a season high for Allie. Over on Illinois here for the floor, the 9.9 there from Amber C, the all-around champ. She only needed a 9.75 or 9.725 going into that final event to wrap up the all-around championship. And with those results, the fourth rotation results, here is your final team results. Illinois, a 196.475. That is tied for the sixth best score there in school history. And so, wrapping things up along with Sean Johnson, I'm Lisa Byington. Just give me your final thoughts about what you saw here in this match.
I would say, we saw a couple mistakes, but other than that, people were so consistent. The teams had great support, great spirit, and a lot of high difficulty. I was extremely impressed.
You get to wrap up your first TV debut for us here on BTN. You didn't get a chance to play or to compete here in college gymnastics. What do you leave? What is your final thought here personally about that?
It's a little bittersweet. I always wanted to do college gymnastics. I just kind of went a different path. But I love, what you saw, how tight the teams are, how much support there is, how much fun they're having. Anything outside of that, we get a little serious, and they bring the passion back to the sport.
You didn't go the college gymnastics path, but you went the Olympic medal path. And I think a lot of people would love to do that. We're happy, again, to have you along with us here all season long. Sean Johnson will be our analyst all the way through March in the championships. When we come back, we will visit with the all-around champ, Amber C. That's around the corner. Back here in Champaign, Illinois, wrapping up the dual meet here between Iowa and the Fighting Illini. And there you see your all-around results. Amber C. winning it with a score of 39.325. Her first all-around title here for the 2014 season, a season that has just begun. And joining us now is Amber C. Where did you feel like you were at your best tonight?
I feel like I was just pretty consistent overall. I don't think that floor has always been one of my better events, so I think I had the best score on floor, which was a 9.9, which was awesome. But I think I was just consistent across the board, and you can see that through my scores. So.
And Amber, going into your last season, being a senior, what does it mean to you to keep walking away with the all-around titles?
Well, it's kind of like bittersweet. I'm really excited to, be at Huff, my home, walking away with this. It's awesome. But I would like to pick some more up on some away meets as well. So I think I'm not settling for anything this year. I'm just going to keep going and push myself. It's my last season ever. So
awesome.
You mentioned the floor routine. I want to kind of pick apart your day for a little bit. Sean was watching you warm up before the competition started. She used the word unbelievable to describe your bar routine.
Oh. I think I screamed a little bit. I was like, I've never seen that combination.
Oh, yeah.
How did you think of doing the double Jaeger?
Well, I was just good at the single Jaeger, so I decided to do two
in a row.
Yeah, and it was, I got extra bonus, so it was kind of my,
Here's your floor routine, Amber. What do you see there? You got to critique yourself.
I don't think she can. It's perfect.
I don't know. Maybe my feet were a little flexed. My coach gets on me sometimes about my feet, so.
But finish your thought about the bar routine.
Oh, well, I just decided to add two, and it was a bonus, so it's pretty hard. Sometimes inconsistent, but, I've gotten better at it over time, and Jay's a great coach, so.
Looked really consistent today.
Thank you.
You recorded a 9.8 in vault here tonight, and going into tonight, you had won 3 weeks. You won 3 straight vault competitions. What makes you so strong in that event?
My vault's really unique. I think I'm maybe the only one that does in the nation, one other girl. But it's really unique, so I think the judges kind of see how big and unique it is, so that's kind of cool.
This program lost in Alina Weinstein, and so gymnasts like you, the seniors, have to fill that void. How are you guys doing that? How are you leading this team this year?
Well, we don't say that like just the seniors can be leaders. It's everyone on the team. I couldn't do anything without all the girls on my team. So we're all leaders, and we motivate each other, and it's not one senior or one specific person, it's everyone. So
describe one word what this team is right now, a characteristic.
Self-motivated, for sure.
Good word. That's a hyphenated word. Does that count?
Oh, it counts.
Okay.
It's a great one.
Amber C., congratulations on the Aurora title. Thanks for joining us.
Congratulations.
Sean Johnson, give me a couple words to describe Amber C. that you saw tonight.
I would say consistent, a powerhouse, and she's so driven. She's a great leader for her team.
And I give you a 10 in your debut here at BTN. Good to have you. That's going to do it from Illinois. The Fighting Illini defeating the Iowa Hawkeyes. The all-around winner you saw are Amber C. Remember, our next women's gymnastics show, Sunday, February 8th at 7:30, featuring Minnesota and Ohio State. For Sean Johnson, I'm Lisa Byington. So long from Champaign.